Beyblades are made up of 4 distinct types. There's attack for ultimate aggression, defense to be an immovable object, stamina to last longer than your opponent, and then balance, which could be a mixture of any of them. My favorite types are attack types. I think they're the most fun, they have the best designs, and they kind of represent what Beyblade is supposed to be, in my opinion. However, using them in a competitive sense is kind of risky, because as an attack type, their weakest attribute is stamina. So they are pretty boom or bust. And if you don't boom, you bust. Wait. Even though my favorite type of Beyblades are attack types, there's no doubting that in the competitive meta for Beyblade, especially in Beyblade Burst, stamina was huge. The ability to outlast your opponents while also hopefully not getting burst or getting knocked out of the stadium was huge. So you had pretty long periods of time that were dominated by stamina combos, using bays like Spriggan Requiem or Maximum Garuda, which was basically a circle. Dynamite Belial combos, which were heavy and also circular. The new series of Beyblade, Beyblade X, has definitely seemed to have changed that, having a much more attack-focused game and also more attack-focused rules. As the series develops, though, we'll see how that changes. This video is sponsored by Mall of Toys. The release of Leon Claw and Viper Tail is quickly coming up, and it may have already come out by the time you watch this, but Mall of Toys is the best place to pre-order those, and if you want some of the older releases like Dransword, they have those as well. And you can get 5% off if you use code ilinnuc on your first purchase. So go and check them out. Links in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code somewhere, but let's move on. But going back to the past generations of Beyblade, from Plastic Gen to Metal Fight to Beyblade Burst, one of the most powerful and most popular parts you could have in your combo was bearing. There's been multiple versions of bearing throughout the years and throughout the generations. We had one that came on Wolborg in the Plastic Gen. In Metal Fight, we had bearing drive on Phantom Orion, and then we just had bearing in Beyblade Burst. The bearing drive featured a free spinning tip that was made out of POM, or a polyoxymethylene. I don't know how to pronounce that. Pretty much the tip was smooth, or at least a lot smoother than other drivers before it. The tip was not just free spinning though, it was on bearings, hence the name, which allowed it to spin for a long time, which once again made stamina incredible. As burst bays got heavier and especially wider, bearing lost a lot of major popularity. People started to use drift or metal drift instead, because that was just bigger. But bearing is easily one of the most popular stamina drivers of all time in Beyblade Burst. But that's it for the Beyblade history lesson that a lot of you probably already know, and you're probably even wanting to click off this video, but please don't do it. In fact, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, that'd be amazing. But the reason why I'm talking about bearing today is that in Beyblade X, there is no bearing, at least not yet. The bits for Beyblade X are very simple. Much more simple than drivers from Beyblade Burst. So they have pretty simple shapes like flat, low flats, ball. Takara Tomy is definitely going to make them more detailed and intricate and gimmicky over time, but for right now, they're simple. But just because Takara Tomy hasn't made a bearing bit yet, does not mean it doesn't exist. Introducing the metal bearing bit from BenchBlade. If you don't remember, several weeks ago, I made a video talking about these metal bits created by BenchBlade that featured flat or ball or needle, and also the first version of rubber flat. And all of those bits are awesome. They're metal versions of bits that we've already seen release already, and the first version of rubber flat, but the bearing bit is the most exciting out of all of them. And the reason for that is a bearing bit, especially as Beyblade X gets heavier and bigger, could be huge to the Beyblade X meta. So let's take a closer look at the bit. And first of all, of course, it is all metal. I would like to see a plastic version in the future because these metal bits do add a lot of weight. And then of course you have the bearing tip at the very bottom, and it's definitely, obviously, not as wide as bearing from Beyblade Burst or from Metal Fight. And it does have a pretty sharp point as well, but it is a bearing, so its stamina is going to be huge. And I will say, the sound it makes whenever you spin it is pretty satisfying. Just listen. And because it's metal, the bit is pretty heavy as well. Mine weighs around 12.5 grams, when a standard plastic Takara Tomy bit is like 2 grams. That's like a 500% increase or something like that. I'm really bad at math. So let's move on to the tests and see just how good the stamina is. Okay, not a great first round. Better. Okay.
Suck.
Oh! And finally. Okay. Yeah. 2. You're the bearing. Oh, not great. Yeah. What is yours doing? What is this? Yeah, let's go. I'll take that. 2-1. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Night Shield. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. There we go. Come on. Oh! That's the weight difference right there. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Come on, man. Alright, so now let's put our metal bearing up against our metal flat on Duran's sword. Holy! Yeah, I think that metal flat won't count. Goodbye. Maybe your launch just sucked. Maybe that's what happened.
Or you gave me a bad Beyblade.
Oh! Yeah, mine's not surviving that one. Okay. Cheese! Oh!
You said cheese!
Cheese! And there we go. Alright, not bad results, not bad. So as you can see, the stamina is pretty good, and it's also a pretty good defense tip as well. It's also really exciting and really cool that somebody in the community has made a bearing tip before Takara Tomy. And Takara Tomy will inevitably make one. They've made one for every generation so far. My only issue with the bit is maybe that because it's metal, it's gonna make whatever bay you have it with really heavy, or at least a lot heavier than your opponent. So that kind of makes the matchup even more unfair. I would like to see a mainly plastic one in the future, and then see just how good that bearing is. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. Make sure you guys go and check out BenchBlade and all of their custom bits and custom Beyblades. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.